300, this your folks, Shaka, the urban philosopher. Wanted to share my thoughts with y'all real quick. So, y'all, I want to go ahead and speak on this whole Ahmaud Arbery situation. I've always got messages about this case or whatever, but I never really spoke on it. And I'm going to speak on the reasons why. So, let's get into it. You know, y'all, the number one reason why I have not really spoke on that Ahmaud case and found no interest in doing so is because it's pretty much, man, the same suit warmed over, man. Okay, we got a scenario where a so-called black person was killed by a so-called white person. You know, we got the outrage stage, we get the trial, and then countdown, they get time, and who's next? You know what I'm saying? Who is next? Okay. In fact, I think it was a couple of cases that has just transpired recently. They're just like, okay, who's next? And so I told y'all before on the short when I had spoke about this is that if this was for real, they would be doing the same thing that they did with the Asians. Okay. Now, y'all remember at the height of this disease thing, they were coming up with these narratives that, you know, Asians were being assaulted and things like that. And they immediately implemented some legislation. Okay. It didn't take hundreds or thousands of them to die for that to happen. And so when you see them doing what they're doing right now, you know what I'm saying? You could tell that they're not going to give you anything different. Okay. When the reaction happens, what is being done? And we can blame that on a lot of other factors, what we have been doing, what we have been paying attention to. But I'm just saying that's how things are playing out when you look at it. You know, same thing. Number two, you know, just being real, you know, if he was doing lesser just in some of these hoods across the country, he would have got hit. Okay. And we know this. There are some places in this country that, you know, brothers cannot walk down the street without some other brothers pressing them. Okay. And possibly losing their life. You know, brothers is out here killing certain brothers over a certain type of colors and blocks that ain't even theirs. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is what's really going on out here in the streets. But there's an outrage when this dude goes over to a house or something like that, and for some reason, whether right or wrong, he was murdered. You know what I'm saying? The truth is, and y'all know, if you know what I'm talking about, if he was in some of these neighborhoods in the hood, and he was around a house considered an important house, y'all know what I'm talking about. He would barely be able to just stand there and look at that motherfucker without something possibly happening to him. And that's just real. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he was creeping over there at night and stuff like that. I mean, y'all really know what's up, man. You know, there was just a situation that I reported on with this Marcus Orr dude where he literally shot a 15-year-old that was running from him. You know what I'm saying? These kids were not armed or anything like that. They got into a little altercation and he murdered that kid. So, you know, it's a little hard to really be pressing about this, making it seem like it's a hate crime and things like that when we're committing hate crimes on ourselves, man. And I don't care what somebody say, because if anybody want to come at me about, oh, you deflecting this and that, I'll break that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Because that is not the case. You know, the bottom line is until your side of the street is clean, you can't be trying to worry about anybody else's and things like that and be all over the top about what this situation is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real. But see, that's the reason why they go above and beyond these oppositions to give you this show. Because that's all it is. It's a show. They give you this show because they want to distract you from being concerned about the things you should be concerned about. And they want you to stay focused on these old funky rednecks out here that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that just is what it is. These dudes should have just been wrapped up or whatever for doing what they did. Okay, they killed somebody. That's not a right thing. But what they do is they turn it into a hate crime. They make it this and that to give so-called black people a TV show to distract you. Because when you peel it all back, and just like what I was telling you about how we get the same thing over and over, that's all that this is. Okay? And so, you know, that's the other reason why. The number 3 reason, you know what I'm saying, is because, look, man, what they do with these type of things, they did it with the George Floyd situation, they did it with the Ahmaud. If you pay attention, you know what I'm saying, they always want us to pay attention, focus on getting justice for people. It just got to keep it real. They didn't mean much to our society or our communities. When we look at the record, you know, were they business owners? Were they, you know, upstanding citizens in the community, going to college or whatever? You know, when I be out and about, man, we know these people. You know what I'm saying? We see some of these dusty people out here just being just straight up unruly. You know, the type of people that are standing in front of the grocery door, you know what I'm saying, just to start some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or we know the people in the hood that's running around robbing people, like the dude George Floyd, who was running around here robbing women and stuff like this and things like that. You know what I'm saying? We know these people. But in the media stage, in the matrix stage, these are the people that they get us to root and rave to get justice for, man. That we be putting all this energy in. That we sit down, 3,000-4,000 of us and watch. But then they'll have us to turn around and shit on somebody like the dude Ben Carson because he worked with Trump. But this is the first man that performed something like a Siamese twin surgery. That's credit that we should be keeping, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? We turn around and call him sellout, write him 100% off. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll turn around and jump on the front line and rump and rave about how we running with Ahmaud and we got to get justice for these dudes, man. That we just got to keep it real. We're degenerates. And that's what we teach our generation that's next up, man. That's who they need to be standing for. And we don't need to rally around the solutions for the community. Okay? And when I look at Ahmaud Arbery, that's what I found. The same dude that a lot of us will be shitting on, passing up, saying, bruh, get a job. You need to get yourself together. Or that nigga scandalous. That's that smoker. That's that cluck out there. Watch out for him. These same people, okay, they have us on the media stage rumping and riving to get justice for on a yearly basis, okay? They make sure they give us a dose of this stuff all the time. Meanwhile, the generation that's next up is sitting around watching us do this, being programmed to do the same damn thing. You dig? And so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there, man. I could really go on and on. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually did this same thing when I talked about Bill Cosby and George Floyd. Okay, back on my other channel. But I can go on and on, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there, man. That's why I didn't speak on that case. And if you wanted me to be honest, like it or love it, I could care less about that case. Because just look at it now. You know, today I was going through YouTube and they ended thing. They got the mom up there and she's saying the same thing all them other people said.
Got today, we wouldn't have gotten today if it wasn't for the fight that the family put up. What the DOJ did today, they was made to do today. Come on. It wasn't because what they wanted to do. Taxpayers. They were made to do their job today.
I'm thinking.
Okay, that is insanity, man. Like this information, comment below. But hit the sub button and bell. We dropping shit you like. It's your folks, Shaka the Urban Philosopher. I'm out. It's 300.